Hello everyone. Today we are covering the topic of Python which is called functions, lambda and arrays. So we'll be again picking up the simple things first and we'll be trying to do the things according to our own pace. So functions, what are functions? Functions are a series of statements which return some value to a column. It can also be passed as 0 or more arguments which may be used in the execution of the body. So we have a built-in functions. To see the list of the built-in function, we have a method called dir. So here you can see all the functions which are there in the built-in. With help dir, you can get the information of any function or any object as well. Then how do you define a function with or custom functions or user defined functions? So here it is, this is the way that you do it. You first put a keyword as def and then the restaurant name, and then you need to put in a print and the value. So when I run it, this is where the function has been created, and here is where we are calling the function, and that's the reason it's saying I am function. How to use two variable functions? So here we are talking about num1 and num2, which are two variables or arguments which is passed to func2var, and what we are returning is we are concatenating variables are num1 and num2 and we are getting the answer as this. I can still put in some more modification here. So let me just put it like the same that we were having, and slash n for new line where the num would appear and the num value would be there. So we don't require and, we require a slash n and num2 is equal to So when we call this function again, you see variables are num1 is equal to 3 and num2 is equal to 4 because we are passing two variables. The default parameters is where we write down, we can write down the value of the function or value of not the function but value of the variable, and then we can do the calculations. So we are saying that if num2 is not provided, it would be taking 5 as a value, whereas num1 we don't have any default value. So now we are talking about summing num1 and num2. So I'm calling this function, which is this, with one variable which is 5. So 5 plus 5 is equal to 10, so it is giving me that value. Whereas when I'm passing the two parameter or two argument value, I see num1 and num2 also changing to 3. So when I run this, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. That's the reason we have 5 there. Lambda expressions or anonymous function, it's the same kind of function that we create in Python, but then these are the special keywords which can by using which you can use an anonymous function without giving it a name inside the code. But I'll not go into that technicality at the moment. Might be later down the line we would be talking about it. So here we are taking help for lambda. So it is giving us the information for the lambda, and here it is giving us the definition. So definition lambda, it takes parameters and then it returns an expression. So the first part of function, which is starting after the column, are actually getting returned, and that is what we are doing here, lambda x, so that x plus 1 is to be returned. So I've put in the function 10 and I'm getting 11. Similarly, we have function 2, which is lambda x comma y, in which we are passing two variables x and y, and we are trying to multiply x with y. So that is where we are calling functions with two arguments, and I'm getting a value 6. Function 3 is lambda x even. So this is what it is returning. If modulus is equal to 0, then return if even, else return odd. So if x modulus 2 is equal to 0, that means that if it is a even number, it will be going into the it will be returning the even, and if it would be an odd number, the code would be returning the odd part there. So I'll just run it again, and then let's see. If you pass 3, it says odd, and if you pass 4, it says even. Similarly, in the lambda expression as well, we can have default parameters. So here you can see an example in which I'm saying x comma y is equal to 5, and then we are doing the sum of x and y. So I'm calling this functions from here. So it says print 7, which is function 4 where you pass in 2, and then function 4 is equal to 1 comma 8, which is 9, because we are providing both x and y in the second function. Then we have arrays. I will not talk about arrays. For arrays, I have given you this link where you can see it on the YouTube, because arrays are same as list. And then for the code, you can go into this this particular URL, which is from this course itself, and you will be able to see the codes. So I think with that, I've covered almost that I have to cover it today. So I think we have moved a bit further in our learning with that thought. Thank you. Good night.